It's a sure sign of spring in one of the world's most cosmopolitan cities. Men and women from around the globe shooting arrows in the futuristic metropolis of Shanghai. With winter finally loosening its grip, many of the planet's best archers, clutching high hopes along with their bows, came back outdoors to compete for the bounty of gold up for grabs in the financial capital of the Far East.
Hey, I'm Larry Godfrey, GB Archer. Target archery is where you shoot arrows into a target. With target archery, we shoot an Olympic distance of 70 meters. Okay, so the target face is 122 centimeters. It's in 10 scoring zones, as you can see. They're nicely labeled for us. This is what we are trying to hit all the time, 10 zone. Shay. With the qualification round, we shoot 72 arrows at the distance of 70 meters, and the maximum score we can achieve is 720. We are seeded from that ranking round, 1 to 104. That then brings us into the elimination round, where we have head-to-head matches between the seeds, and then the winner progresses through the stages. Okay, in Recurve archery, the set system works where we shoot 3 arrows, again at the 70-meter distance, and the highest score will be awarded 2 set points. If you tie the set, you'll be awarded 1 point. And the winner is the first person to 6 points. If there's a tie in a match, then both archers will shoot just the 1 arrow, and it's the closer to the center. Okay, what I love about target archery is the strive for perfection. I'm trying to hit the 10 ring every single time.
Striving for perfection on Recurve Sunday in Shanghai, which was just as much Sunblock Sunday. Sunny skies and warm temps greeting the archers on day 2 of stage 1. The UK qualifying for the men's bronze medal match. Down 4-0 after the first set, Larry Godfrey did his best to get his team going. Kieran Slater, just getting his feet wet in World Cup play, put his arrow in the 8 ring. But Patrick Houston more than made up for that. The cool cat in the hat giving the UK a fighting chance against India's Jayanta Talukdar, Mangal Singh Champia, and the accurate Atanu Das. The GBR getting off to a 2-point lead midway through the second set, and showing no signs of let-up. Good Godfrey, it's another 10, followed by another 8, followed by, yes, another 8. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. The Union Jack backed against the wall. India's Das gets dialed in and gets a good connection right here. Champia plays his part with a solid effort. And Talukdar clinches the set by a single point. More to the point, he seals the deal for India. Point, set, match. So the Cinderella story comes to an end for the GBR. Yes, they had to pay a change fee for their plane tickets, but to a man, they all must have felt it was money well spent to make a medal match and compete against a team like India. India's women had even more at stake, going for the gold with an equally powerful lineup. Deepika Kumari joining forces with Maji and Laishram. Meanwhile, over on target 2, Chinese Taipei, a team led by Tanya Ting and bolstered by Lei Shen Ying and Lin Xia. CT on top by 2 after the first 3 sets of this match. Bombay Devi Laishram lays down a 9. Champia comes close to that line. And Kumari comes through in the clutch. But would it be enough to keep the match going? Not if Miss Tan would have anything to say about it. No 10 for Tan, but remember, her two young colleagues have been sharp. Lei Shenying laying down another 9, setting the table for Lin Xiaxia, who ties the set at 28. India's turn once again. Bombaila Devi drops her bomb outside the strike zone, spelling trouble for India's chances, which do not get better after another 9 on this shot. This time, Kumari can't offer much help. India's in jeopardy. They're vulnerable, and Tan Yating knows it. So does Lei Shenying, who sets up Lin Xiaxia for the kill shot. It was done quickly, strategically, almost surgically. Chinese Taipei quickly becoming a factor not only in the East, but on the worldwide stage as well. These archers from the small island nation standing just as tall as the Shanghai Tower, taking home gold medals from stage 1. I'm just trying to make the team atmosphere as good as it is during training, and we just want to do our best no matter what the result is.
My name is Matthew Gray from Australia, and I'm just giving you advice on stabilisation. Stabilisation on a recurve bow is pretty much balancing the bow when you're trying to go through the aiming process, and also taking out any vibration that you have after the shot is completed. This here is called the V-bar, hence because it's the shape of a V, and then you have an extender here, and that just moves the weight forward from the handle. And at the very tip, you have also an opportunity to put weight, and then you can have a rubber compensator, which I have at the moment, just to take out that extra vibration that comes through the bow after the shot. So basically, this is a traditional setup. So I've got an extender, which ranges from 3 to 6 inches. I currently have 6 inches. So I suggest a person would probably try 4 or 5 inch just to get the feel. Then you've got the long rod, and they range between 24 inches and 33 inches, depending on the size of the archer and the arrow length. This is a 30 inch that I currently use, but many archers use 26 or 28. Again, if you add more weight to the end of the rod, you can have a shorter stabiliser. The V-bars, which I currently have, are 12 inches. They range from 8 inches right up to 15 inches. At a starting point, you can start with 10 or 11 inches. And then you just play around with the weight as you feel fit, and it's a good aiming position. It's a ratio, so the more weight you put out the front, the more weight you'll have to have on your V-bars here. By having extra weight on your V-bar and your long rod allows you for a better and steadier aim. However, during a windy condition, if you get blown off the gold, it takes more energy and time to bring the sight back into the gold ring. So a lot of archers prefer just to use light weights on their stabilisation. You can also add stabilisation at the top of your bow and also at the back of your bow as well. And archers can use a rubber shock absorber that they use on the limb, and this will also give another feeling. But again, it's trial and error. Whatever feels right for you and feels positive, then you just trust yourself and go for it.
The Netherlands going for gold, a well-balanced bunch with Chef Vandenberg, Rick van der Ven, and Mick de Bakker getting set to wage battle with the great unknown. Korea kept its Olympic qualifiers home, sending its 20 and under troops to compete, and they did more than just that. Park Sung-chul, Lee Sung-jun, and Han Ji-yup showing plenty of talent and discipline to make it all the way through to the gold medal match. And this was closely contested, at least through 3 sets. It was all tied at 3 apiece going to the 4th set under sunny skies in the Pudong district. For the Netherlands, the reliable Rick van der Ven would lead off with a respectable shot. And Mick de Bakker backed him up with one that was even better. So the Dutchman seemed to be cooking after another 9 from the chef. But the Koreans had a slightly different recipe. Mr. Han hits the jackpot, which balanced out his teammates' next attempt. A 9-liner? We'd wait to see. Mr. Park had to assume it was an 8, meaning he had to shoot at least a 10 to tie the set. So back to target number 2 now, where Van der Ven would catch the line this time. De Bakker would not. And when Vandenberg's shot sailed just a little bit high, the Dutch were in danger. Mr. Han rang up 10 more points for Korea. Mr. Lee did the same. So Mr. Park needed only 9 to end the match. He turns out the lights. The party's over. The Korean kids, a team of relative unknowns, come away from stage 1 with the men's team gold medal, defeating the Netherlands on Shanghai's Golden Pond. This is my first international event, but I tried not to get nervous about the surroundings while I was shooting in the finals venue. I felt the thrill in my legs and in my arms, but I tried to be calm and to make it like a normal situation, like during practice. So I tried to hit, and I trusted in my teammates, and I finally made it. After surviving a late-night shoot-off in the semis, America's Zach Garrett would shoot for the gold on Recurve Sunday, hoping to improve on last summer's silver medal in Poland. Meanwhile, the chef was hoping to serve up something special after settling for silver in the team event. Neither lacked for motivation, so the struggle went back and forth early on. After each claimed a set and then split the third stanza, the two were tied at 3 apiece. Now, under these circumstances, Vandenberg would resort to a little body language to will his way to an X10. As if there wasn't enough pressure on Garrett. Now there'd be more after scoring only 9 points on his first shot of the set. Seeing his chance, Chef takes full advantage, seizing the opportunity with yet another 10. Under the gun now, Garrett had to respond. And he did, knowing full well he wasn't out of the woods. And that forest got just a little bit thicker after Vandenberg made it a trio of 10s. Chef sweeping the set and picking up 2 critical points. So no matter what Zach scored on this shot, this pivotal set belonged to the chef, who forged ahead 5-3 in the match, leaving Garrett alone with his thoughts. It had been a long, tough week for the American. Was it all catching up with him now? Was he battling his nerves as much as his opponent? Was he running out of steam? Hoping to draw from his own fountain of youth, Garrett could only muster up a 7 with this shot, suggesting the sun was starting to fade on his chances in China. On the other hand, Vandenberg was putting the pedal to the metal. He was now fully in command of the match. By now, it was clear the ship had sailed for Garrett and that the ship was just coming in for the Dutchman. Zach, of course, knew the score, but Garrett gave it his best to finish in the gold rings with this shot. Now needing just 5 to win it, Chef showed a bit more style and flair, putting the proverbial exclamation point on his victory. Without a doubt, it's the biggest win of his career. Vandenberg taking great satisfaction from a week that saw him fight off all comers, winning his first 2 matches by identical scores of 6-love, his next 2 matches by scores of 7-1, and then getting by Zach Garrett 7-3. To start the season like this is a huge confidence boost, knowing I can shoot like this all season. I hope I can continue shooting like this at the Olympics and hopefully after that too.
Marvin Grishke, and I'm here in Shanghai to compete at the first stage of the World Cup this year.
My name is Araneo David. I come from Malawi. I'm coming here to participate this competition. So I'm very happy to attend this competition. And also, I see many archers and coaches.
Anyone who's into an Olympic sport or in a sport that is represented at the Olympics, it's the biggest goal you can have, and it's just a huge dream of mine to be able to compete there and to get that experience.
Frankly speaking, it's very difficult situation. There's nothing in Malawi, especially the Gumulira village. It's a very poorest country, poorest village.
Yeah, as a small country as Liechtenstein is, we were able to apply for a tri-party place for the Olympics in archery. Ideally, I will qualify in Antalya, but I know that the chance is very small. So there's still a chance to get to get into the Olympics via the tri-party places. I just know that Liechtenstein had to apply for one, and now we're still waiting on the decision. And the other thing is the minimum qualification score, which is needed, which is 630 this year, I think. Right now, I'm not that close, unfortunately, but I think I'm on the right path, and I have time until June, until Antalya.
I don't know we can go to Olympic game or not, but we just want the best.
And that's the main goal. I have to make that MQS first, and then I can see if I'm eligible for a place.
My goal, I want to shoot over 630. After shooting over 600, I want to go to Olympic Games.
I already had a small taste of it at the European Games last year, but I think the Olympics is definitely the next step, and I want more. That's more of that feeling to being able to compete and to just be there. I think that's the biggest part of the Olympics.
If I go to Olympic game, I'm very happy because it's the first time to me to go to Olympic to present Malawi archery.
I want to try it. If it works, great. If it's not, then there's another Olympics in 4 years.
These two can tell you all about the Olympics. Brady's been there a bunch of times, and Katuna Lorig's log shows 5 Olympiads over the course of her amazing career. But they were focused on finding a way to outscore the mixed team from Chinese Taipei. Tan Yating teaming up with Wei Chun Heng to try and capture her second medal of the day. After the first 2 sets, it wasn't going their way. Lorig and Ellison led 3-1 going to the third set in Shanghai's Central Green. It was now or never for Ms. Tan and her team from Taipei. Typically, 8's not enough, and 9 might not be either. Not when you're up against 2 of the best this sport's ever seen. Ellison leaving his shot just a little high in the 9 ring. But Katuna's got his back. Advantage USA with what could be just 2 arrows to go. Desperate times call for 10s. A 10 by Tan lights the way for Mr. Wei. Taipei trying to make it as tough as possible for the Americans to close out the match. But this wasn't Brady's first rodeo. There's no substitute for experience. And Brady as well as Katuna have got plenty of that. And just like that, it's over. With no disrespect, these two have been there and done that so many times, this turned out to be another walk in the park. After a tough week for Team USA, Brady and Katuna salvaged a victory from stage 1, hoping to inspire more teammates to nail down spots for Rio.
Yeah, we came out firing on all cylinders in this match. Really came out, I shot 210, she shot good. We were able to get ahead the first match, and then really we had to be perfect the rest of the match. And, you know, I shot well and Katuna shot 9-10 every single end. So it pretty much, you know, it was the caliber of match that we needed to win, and it was good. You know, it was finally a good match on both sides.
Ernesto Boardman was happy to be here, basking in the sunshine and getting set to battle for a bronze medal. Not bad for his maiden voyage on the World Cup circuit. Trouble is, he'd face Taipei's Wei Chun-heng, who knew the territory after winning a mixed team silver medal just moments before his return to center stage. Plenty of moral support in the grandstands for the man from Mexico who trailed by 2 after the first 4 sets. Just 23 years young, Boardman started shooting 12 years ago. But remember, he was competing for the first time on the international scene, a big step up. That 8 opened the door for Wei Chun-heng, who took full advantage. Boardman would bear down, closing in on the center ring. But Mr. Wei was already dialed in, well on his way to locking up the bronze medal. It was academic at this point. Had Ernesto found the promised land, it would not have mattered. This match would go the way of Wei Chun-heng, who ran the table, staking his claim on the bronze. Gracious in victory, he was indeed worthy of that medal, having beaten the GBR's Larry Godfrey, India's Atanu Das, Jayanta Talukdar, and nearly getting the best of Zach Garrett in a shoot-off. Wei Chun-heng hanging his hat on a convincing 7-3 decision over Mexico's Ernesto Boardman. All smiles for Zhu Haibin, another of the young Koreans filling in for the A-teamers back home resting up for the Olympics. Provided with a golden opportunity, this Korean cadet meant to make the most of it, which meant she'd have to tackle the task of taming Tan Ya-ting, Chinese Taipei's triple threat, hunting for her 3rd medal of the day. We'll jump ahead and pick up the match after 2 sets. Ms. Zhu up by 2, heading for the 3rd set, where Tan Ya-ting would lead off with a 9. Zhu Haibin equals that score. So now there's a chance for Ms. Tan to take the lead. A chance that goes by the wayside. Like so many of the Korean archers who've come before, Zhu Haibin's obviously been taught to capitalize when the opportunity presents itself. Advantage Korea. Tan Ya-ting's on the ropes after this shot, and the young Korean shows no mercy. Another 10 takes the set and jumps the score up to 5-1 in favor of Zhu Haibin. Now, all things in archery are possible, but usually not when you're outside the 10 ring. No 10 for Tan means another chance for Zhu to close in for the kill. The young Korean can afford to match shots and shoot 9s. It's Tan Ya-ting who must find the middle, and she finally does. If Tan takes the set, she still has a chance to force a shoot-off. But that looks less and less likely when Zhu comes through. Now all the pressure shifts back onto the shoulders of Tan Ya-ting, who is guaranteed nothing after another 9. Her fate now rests in the hands of Zhu Haibin, who appears to miss a chance to close the curtain on this match. To the naked eye, that looks like an 8, a score that would give the set to Tan Ya-ting. But upon closer inspection, the judges find it caught the line. It counts as a 9, and 9's enough to tie the set, split the points, and give the decision to Korea's Zhu Haibin. So once again, an unheralded unknown archer comes out of Korea and makes it look like she's been on the tour for 10 years. Zhu Haibin's not the only young Korean to come away with points from Stage 1. Kim Chae-yoon sits in 3rd place after beating Maya Yeager for the bronze medal. The Danish archer is in 4th place, followed by India's Deepika Kumari. Meanwhile, on the gentlemen's side of the ledger, Chef Vandenberg woke up this morning #1 in the World Cup rankings. Garrett, Mr. Wei, and Ernesto Boardman round out the top 4 as the circuit heads to South America. Follow all of our live shot-by-shot coverage from Medellin on World Archery TV.